Hi, gorgeous soul, and welcome to Spiritually Empowered Podcast. This show is your go-to place to learn all about your psychic intuitive gifts, explore and unveil taboo topics, and discover new ways to walk in power on this planet that is undergoing a massive transformation. We each came here with a higher calling. This podcast will catalyze you into yours. I love to simplify and refine ancient mystical teachings and practices, let you in on my most personal revelations and shifts, as well as bring on soul-inspiring guests to support you with embodying your power and saying yes to your destiny today. I am so excited to dive deep with you. Let's begin. Hello, my love, and welcome to the Spiritually Empowered Podcast. I am your host, Ashley Coleman. It's such a joy to be with you today. How about we begin with a couple of deep breaths? Wherever you are at today, I invite you just to take a moment to connect with your breath, to feel your heart, to notice what's around you, the colors, the textures, to really take a moment and arrive with me here. The breath is our vitality, our aliveness. And the yogis say that when the breath is disturbed, meaning it's sharp, it's not full, it's all over the place, it's fragmented, the mind is disturbed. And when the mind is disturbed, we don't perceive properly. We have the waters of our mind being distorted, so our view is distorted. The breath is the mystic's practice of returning to what is here. And what is here is God. What is here is the divine. What is here is supernatural power that we get to tap into together today. And the topic that I want to bring forward today is one that has been requested by two different beautiful souls in the Winged Alchemy community. And that is, how do I prepare to lead? How do I prepare for a talk? How do I prepare to bring messages through? How do I prepare for events and performances? And I want to just dive right in. This is a really powerful topic, and I do a lot to prepare. It's not complicated, it's simple, but I do certain things to prepare, and I don't skip these steps because they work. So number one, my love, we are always channeling. Our consciousness is like a radio. Depending on which signal you're tapping into, you are bringing through and channeling information. The Bhagavad Gita, this ancient Indian text that's so beautiful and so powerful. The title means the song of God. And your body is the instrument through which the song of God plays. And if our body has a lot of stored emotions, a lot of specifically stored emotions, backed up creative energy, then we're not going to bring through the clearest of information through our consciousness. So think about like trance channelers, right? Or people who go into altered states. There's different levels to this. I never allow an entity to take over my body like mediumship might, right? There's different levels of channeling. I'm personally very clear on who and what I allow and invite in. But the idea here is that we're always channeling. We are always connecting to a stream of information. And whoever is channeling, whether it's trance, mediumship, whatever level a person is channeling at, the information is being filtered through the body and the voice that it's coming through. It's coming through the language, that's English in my case, so words are being chosen. It's coming through that person's stories and personal experience. So there's no quote unquote perfect channel because what is coming through is being filtered by you, your language, and your stories. Now, the quote unquote goal is to have a clear channel, a clearer channel. There is no perfected state. The idea, though, is to prepare yourself for that channeling experience. And I want to go into the shamanic view of animism. And that is everything is a spirit. The rocks are a spirit. The trees are a spirit. Everything is an emanation of the great spirit, Wetakocha, the Godhead, the One. And animism says you can channel a tree, you can channel a rock, you can channel nature. In indigenous cultures, they were so, and still are, so attuned to the natural world that they could read the weather patterns, that they could see storms coming without these weather gadgets that we have, right? They were attuned to the prophecies of the natural world because they were in relationship with nature. All shamanism is, if we were to break it down, is relationship. Your relationships are the quality of your life. The quality of your relationships is the quality of your life. That's a Tony Robbins quote. So you can channel the stone, you can channel the tree, you can write a song with a river. And the idea starting off is respect. It's aini. It's a Quechua word, aini, meaning right reciprocity. To give and take. I never step into a river without saying hi to it, without saying thank you. Hi, I'm Ashley. How are you? And this is the mystic's power. It's relationship. It's being attuned to the consciousness beyond your own. It's being in a reciprocal relationship with the natural world. So these are foundations for how I set myself up to bring information through. Number one, I realize that the clearer my channel, the better the experience for everyone involved. The quote unquote goal is a clear channel. And then I understand right reciprocity to a large degree where I am honoring what I am bringing through. I am honoring the land. I am honoring the land I get to live on. And so one of the first tips I'll bring through is connecting to the space that you're teaching in, that you're performing in. If you can, say hello to the land. Go outside on the land where your talk is, where your performance is, whatever it is. Make a conscious connection to the land. And I did this many years ago when I started performing open mic nights. I was absolutely petrified. I knew it was my destiny. I literally thought I was going to die. So I got a Reiki energy healing session. And I essentially got a lot of tips. And one of the tips that my beautiful Reiki teacher, Rachel Kloiber, taught me was in this session specifically, her and I, in this energy healing session I had, was to connect with the space. So that's my first tip. Connect to the space and shamanically connect to the land, which means to acknowledge the land beneath your feet. We get to have these allies on our path. When you develop a relationship with a certain body of water, with a certain tree, that element in nature becomes an ally. It looks out for you. It protects you, right? That's like a good friend. A good friend is going to be there for you. And this is what we're creating in the natural world, specifically in the place that you are doing your thing. Whether you're teaching at your house, like relate this to wherever you're holding your event or whatever that is for you. Connect to the room. I always take off my shoes if I can. I always take off my shoes and I look around the room and I am in the space with my energetic field expanded. Fear is a contracted state. Anxiety is a contracted state. Love and peace is a larger electromagnetic field. Peace gives you a big influence. If you want to influence somebody or a group or a room during your talk, whatever it is, feed your peace and arrive at peace. When you are in an authentic state of deep rest and peace, which means you're spiritually connected to who you are, you're connected to your soul, you're connected to your truth, you're living in alignment with your truth. The field around your body is expanded. So a part of this is take up more room. Take up more room. Expand your field out. Really arrive into the peace that is your natural state. Peace is an expanded field. Love is an expanded field. The more expanded the field, the more influential you are. Fear and anxiety is a shrunken, collapsed field where the energy starts to kind of draw from the reserves, and that's where we feel drained, right? So that's sort of once you're in the space. Get there early. Look around the room, walk around the room, pace around the room. Make yourself present and bigger in the room. And when you walk into that space, you're already set up energetically. And I'm going to walk through not really quickly, but we're going to get right into it, exactly how I set up my energetic space. Because if you wait until you're in the room, you're already not fully there. If you wait to set your psychic protections until you get in the room that you're teaching, it's like not the vibe. So you want to prepare your energy before you leave your house. This is absolutely necessary for empathic beings who literally read energies and who literally attune to the room. You've got to set those boundaries and declare your space as sovereign and sacred, unless you want to just go in and be bombarded with energy. This is about you being influential versus you being bombarded on with energy. And this is energetic mastery. Do you want to be influenced or do you want to influence? And really, that's a two-way street. We can't really influence without being influenced. But my point here is you are a psychic, sensitive, incredible soul. Preserve your sensitivities. Because when you learn how to preserve your sensitivities and master your energetic space around your body, there is nothing you cannot do. There is nothing you cannot do. This is returning to the power of your being. No matter what room you're in, you are on top of the energy. You are secured and you are sovereign. And this is something you set up before you get there. So let's take a deep breath and go into that. So here's what I do every single morning. First of all, I have an altar practice and a meditation space. You don't need any of this. I'm just going to walk you through how I do it and what I do. I recommend it though. Having a living altar is such a powerful practice. So anyways, I'm going to stay on track here with the message. So I go into my meditation room before I go scrolling. I'm not perfect at that, but I'm pretty damn good at it, waiting until after my meditation to even look at my phone or go through any social media stuff. I meditate first. The idea is talk to your soul before you talk to anybody else. Influence your soul. Step into that connection before the world influences you. If you just wake up and automatically go about your business, who you are is determined by the world. Your mood is determined by the news. Your mood is determined by external circumstance. You're codependent with the external world. Setting up your energy before the day is an absolute necessity if you want to walk in power and really actualize your gifts. With great gifts, which you have, come with great responsibility. Great gifts, great responsibility. So every morning I go into my meditation room and I open up a sacred space. So I light a candle, I take a deep breath, and I call in exactly the guides that I'm calling in. You don't just want to call in your spirit guides. Who are they? Who are you actually calling in? I am so specific about what energies I allow in. If you're not specific about what energies you're allowing in, you could have negative energies and entities influencing you and you wouldn't even know it. So I invite in very specifically God, Christ, my very specific guides and angels. I invite them into my meditation. And then I say, I revoke all negative energies and entities now. And I snap my finger. And when I tell you, using this revocation spell with my words has literally changed my life in the last few months. I used to just say things like, only love is welcome here. But when you actually use your voice to banish and to revoke, it's life-changing. And don't take my word for it. The mystic experiments. The mystic tries it. The mystic does it and sees how it works. So I start banishing right away. And when you think banishing, you're not like doing the Catholic Church thing where you're banishing the energies deeper into hell. If they're bothering you and if they're negative energies, they're already in hell. Okay, we don't need them to go deeper in. We actually banish them back to God. We banish them into the light. So banishing is a process of a prayer. It's moving the energies out of your space and back to God. So really important thing to note there. And then I take some time to either sit up or lay down in silence with my soul and just breathe. I'll maybe place a hand on my heart. That silence with your soul every morning is so important because you're hearing your own voice. You're feeling your own heartbeat. You can set a timer if you want. At this point in my meditation journey, I just sit for a little while with myself and breathe. Then I might focus on the breath in my nose or my thumb to pointer fingers connecting and the sensation there. And then after some time in silence, I'll take my grounding cord, so that base of your spine, your roots, and I'll drop that straight into the earth and maybe say something like, I am rooted to deep earth. I am secure today. And then I'll breathe up from the earth and feel that power and that love of Mother Matter. Spiritual beings do also belong on this planet. We are from off planet, probably. We are made of stardust. Yet you can't live your purpose and actualize your vision on this planet if you're not on this planet, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And so I take that breath and I say out loud with absolute certainty, I am completely in my body today. I am fully here no matter what. I commit to being in my body. I am rooted to deep earth now, and I'll snap my finger or ring a bell. There's a reason why there's bells and things like that in monasteries, right? Because it does alter the energy. So after I root and deepen into the earth, I'll start to ask if there's any messages from my guides and angels and higher self. I'll call forward one guide at a time. You really want to be the master of your energy and know exactly who you're open to, right? So I'll invite in one guide. Is there any messages for me today that you have? Can you help me with blank? We got to be specific in the spirit world. Because if we're not specific, not only are we going to create a little confusion there, but there could be loopholes where energies can come in if our boundaries aren't completely secured. So I'll check in with my guides and ask any questions, and really I connect straight to God. Many years ago, well, actually not many, a couple years ago, when I was really deep in my shamanic studies with the Four Winds Society, I did a lot of talking to spirits. And I'd like to speak more on this. This is a topic that's very alive right now. I did a lot of talking to a lot of different spirits. And then one day I was like, what's my relationship with God, actually? And so my journey has moved from, talking to a lot of spirits to actually letting go of my guides and going straight to God and just focusing there for about like 6 months or so. So I went straight to God and I focused there. And then very recently have I actually started to feel my guides like knock on my door. Like, hey, like, you don't have to do this alone. We want to be at the table with you. We want to help you. And I was so very clear about, do you serve love? What is your role in my life? My table is not open for everybody because I hold myself and my energy as sacred. And a part of sacredness is privacy, is boundaries. So you take your shoes off when you enter the sacred, and you get to really decide what you let in. And if you want to go deeper with learning how to do this step by step by step so that you can fucking go to alien ships if you want, that you can have conversations with Christ, that you can really engage with your gifts and know that you're safe and know that it's real and know that you're supported and channel messages from other beings. If you are so about it, then I want to call you in and invite you in to the Mystics Path Mystery School. That is what we do there. Psychic discernment, psychic development. And that is what we're going to start with next. Doors have been closed for about, 5 months. I'm about to reopen the doors. And our first theme, our first topic is going to be psychic discernment and development. And you get to be coached by me on the spot, hot seat coaching, ask your questions, right? This is going to be the place to be for empaths ready to actualize their gifts. Really powerful stuff. The links are in the show notes. You can sign up for the waitlist for the mystery school so that you don't miss enrollment. Enrollment's going to be for a pretty short amount of time, and then the space will be closed. And you'll have the opportunity to join us for an entire year. This is psychic development. This is the space. So with that, I'll check in with my guides and angels, check in with my heart, and usually I'll say to my heart, how can I love you today? You're so important to me. I love you. I'll speak into my soul. You're so valuable. I love you. What can I do for you today? I had a partner years ago. He would turn over in bed. He said, is there anything I can do for you today? And I just thought that was so beautiful and sweet, and I loved it. And I do that for myself. I kiss my own hand, I hold myself, and I ask myself, what can I do for you today, my love? How can I love you today? What a question to ask. You are setting your day up for absolute integrity and fulfillment on all levels. You're connecting down to the earth. You're connecting to your heart. Remember, everything is relationship. And the relationship that you have with you is the foundation, is the tone, is the default mode for all of your other relationships. How can I love you today? Speaking to yourself, committing to staying in your body, committing to being with your breath. And I'll even say, usually my psychic gifts are only open to blank, 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 blank. Period. And here's my practice as well. I will say something like, I completely revoke all negative energies and entities from my space all day long. I'm activating a force field of light over my body now. I'll breathe and I'll see it. And I'll feel it. Force field, create unconditional love. Force field, expand out beyond my body. And I'm asking my auric field, I'm inviting my auric field to be inside of that shield. So my whole energetic system is inside of that powerful shield. This is an impenetrable shield around my body and aura now. And all of my energetic systems are inside of the shield. This shield is protected. It is sovereign. And I am in the field of love all day long, revoking all negative energies and entities. This is my sacred space. You see it, you say it, and you feel it in your heart. Feel it in your heart. And I guarantee you are going to notice a shift. Your mind is going to be quieter. Your trust is going to be bigger. Your power, your momentum in your day, your inner strength, your supernatural strength. And finally, I say every day, God, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say and to who? I give my life to the Creator. I give my life to the great mystery because honestly, what's meant for me is greater than what I could even imagine for myself. So every day, my darling, I give my life over. That's just how I do it. I give my life to the Great Spirit. The mystic is really devoted to the higher power of their own understanding. So every day, I give that over. I give God my pearls and I receive their diamonds. I give God my fears, my joys, my gifts, my dreams, my worries, everything I lay at the altar every single day. And then I close up the meditation, I snuff out the candle, I walk up out my space, and I am the embodiment of mystical power. And that is the foundation through which I live my whole life. And that can take 10 minutes, right? It doesn't have to be this huge thing. But if you do those steps, I know it's going to affect you and move you into joy, move you into courage, move you into the expression of your gifts. Your gifts are both for you and for others. With gifts comes responsibility and the need to practice and train and hone these gifts. And then if I know that I'm teaching or doing an event or group, I'll make sure I eat really healthy. Maybe I'll do less caffeine depending on how my body feels, right? So you don't want to be jacked up on caffeine. You want to keep a chill nervous system. Eating amazing food. I say consume like royalty. Consume the media that you want to consume like royalty, the food, the water, great spring water, living water, right? Because again, that affects your channel. And then what I do is I move my body before I teach because your body is the messenger. Your body is the vehicle, the song of God, right? Your body is the instrument. So I'll move and I'll breathe and I'll release emotions and I'll step into an embodiment practice. I'll do a dance. I'll shake it out. I'll do all of that. I'll do my prayers, and leading up to the experience, this is important. I set a clear intention. This is the energy that I'm bringing into the room. This space is absolutely protected. I am not open to connect to any negative energies or entities. I'll reinforce the psychic boundaries. I'll put on an outfit that makes me feel like a badass. That part's really fun for me. I'll adorn myself and I'll get big. I'll get full. Not really getting big, but I will get full in my energy. I will take up space. I will step in to that version of me that is visible, that is in service, and that is full. I'll set my clear intention. So say you're teaching a workshop. How do you want to feel during the workshop? And how do you want to leave people? If you could pick 3 emotions that people are going to feel after your talk, what are they going to feel? How are you leaving them? How are they when they're coming in? And how are they when they're leaving? If you can get really clear on that, it's going to be absolutely incredible and it's going to guide your whole experience. Your intention guides the entire experience. And what I'll also do is I'll give the experience to God. I might set some plans. I might create some kind of a structure. But once I start, all my plans can go out the window. That's the moment where I am in service and I am giving this to God. I am giving this over. That's the most powerful thing you can do, I believe. It's called being a hollow bone, giving yourself over to the medicine that wants to come through you. And I might write down a little prayer. God, I give this completely and entirely to you. And then after the event, you want to close it up. I release, remove, and clear. Go take a bath, go for a walk, do something light. Let it go. You can, of course, reflect on it, but I would say let it go right after. Like completely release it. Close up the space, close up the energy, close in your chakras because you just did some big channeling probably. reaffirm your space. I completely release this entire experience. You can say that out loud. I let this go completely. My channel is now closed. Take a deep breath, clear and cleanse your energy, see it and feel it. And just know that your job is done. It is not your job to control the outcome. It is your job, however, to get clear to whatever degree feels good for you about the effect that you want to leave people with. What taste in their mouth do you want to leave them with? Are they empowered? Are they enlivened? How are they in leaving your space? And the clearer you get on that, the more power and juice you're going to have in your experience, because the unconscious mind does really well with clear directions. And just to bring it back, releasing the experience after, letting it go, going for a walk, drinking water, that aftercare is really, really key. I hope that this served you. What a powerful topic, my love. Thank you to the two beautiful souls who asked me to speak on this. Always open for your feedback and to connect with you individually. So you can send me a DM. I'll have all my links in the show notes. And how about we close with a really deep breath? Send it out. And my darling, the power of this comes in your practice of it. Make this your own. Have an experiment with this. Learning how to open and close your energetic field to preserve yourself and your gifts. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I will chat with you very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you absolutely loved this episode. And if you did, please remember to leave a review and share some love. I will see you in the next one.